Hogs win big, man. That was an awesome game, and they played good. That was a great sight, and so what an amazing game. The Razorbacks clicking on all cylinders. Look at what we've got here for comments. Joshua, what's going on? Sorry I couldn't get you in the weather lab yesterday. It's been kind of a little bit of a whirlwind. Not not literally, but figuratively. Could be a whirlwind, though, with some tornado activity farther southeast. This is a strong system coming in. Wouldn't doubt along the Gulf Coast if there's a few tornadoes. Jeff says, woo pig, big win. Absolutely. And he also says that Alabama game on the 25th looking spicy, considering that we went down. So, anyways, let's talk about the rain and the rain that's coming our way. A lot to talk about and many things that are going on, including the potential for winter weather might be increasing on Friday. I'll show you the latest on that system. Let's dive into Mega Doppler. Now we're getting an idea where the heaviest rain corridor I personally think is going to be, and that's going to be in the River Valley. So we're talking about areas in the Southern River Valley and the Ouachitas now, Scott County. And I mentioned this during the Facebook Live earlier, shortly after 6:30. Tomorrow is my birthday. No rain. This rain's no fun. I know, not for your birthday, it isn't. But maybe you can celebrate your birthday over the weekend. So we're going to get into all the timing on this. But yeah, the rain's really starting to come down in spots in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley for that matter. Here's a live look from the Fort Smith Public Library. Here we are going on 10:47 in the evening. And yeah, we got a lot of rain coming our way. Now, when we go back here and we look at the current warnings, we got some flood warnings that have been issued for the rivers. The rivers are expected to get above flood stage. That's going to be for the Illinois River near Watts, also the Illinois River in Flint Creek. Then there's also some flood warnings that are in the Poto River. So those areas, which are typically prone to flooding, are going to get a lot of rain, and that's going to lead to the potential for some river crests that will be above flood stage. Therefore, the National Weather Service out of Tulsa issuing those. I can tell you that I think we do get some more rain and maybe even a flood watch for areas that are now being focused on the heavy rain potential. There's just kind of a little bit of uncertainty exactly where that heavier corridor would be. But there is a flood watch that's until 6 a.m. for Thursday. That is starting at midnight tonight for Southwest Missouri. They've already seen a ton of rain. And Boone County currently included in our weather coverage area under a flood watch until midnight Thursday. So different offices, different times, but they try to coordinate as best as they can. Currently, some moderate to heavy precipitation coming down in parts of Benton County. So we're getting these like waves that are coming in. But I can tell you this: if we get these breaks like we're seeing, and it's not like filled in and it doesn't become heavy and steady, that's not going to lead to flooding potential in Northwest Arkansas. Yeah, we'll have some heavy rain. We'll have some ponding on the roadways. It's already happening. On my drive home for my dinner break, you could see the water creeping up on the side of the curbs. But you'll see there that there's some breaks in the precipitation. Now, when we work our way farther south, you're going to see the rain kind of coming down a little heavier in the River Valley. And then when we work our way even farther south of that, now we're starting to see that heavy rain beginning to materialize. So those yellow and orange shades showing some really heavy rain. And if we loop this, you're going to see this really doesn't go anywhere as it's moving right into parts of, southern Leflore County, Scott County, Logan, Johnson, Southern Franklin, and Sebastian counties. Those are the areas now that I think are going to be under the gun for the potential for some heavy rain. Here's again a look at that satellite and radar, and you can see the break in the precipitation. And Olivia, hey, happy birthday. Hope you have a great day tomorrow, February 8th. Trying to think here, what happened? Well, February 5th was the big severe weather outbreak in 2008. That was the Super Tuesday tornado. February 8th. And I could think of a big snowstorm that happened on February 9th, 2011, and that was the eve of the big snow. So for your post-Christmas present or post-Christmas present, your post-birthday present, I'm thinking Christmas because of all the snow and the winter weather that we've had. But maybe a little bit of some rain coming your way tomorrow for sure for your birthday. All right, so here's the corridor of heavy rain. We're already seeing it develop in the river valley. It's starting to pick up. This is in Lafleur County, Scott, Logan, Franklin, Sebastian, like we said, Sebastian, Franklin, and Johnson County. Those are the areas that are going to be impacted the most by the heavy rain. Benton County, yeah, a little bit of rain coming down here and there. Temperatures are cool, but yeah, as you mentioned, TJ says good sleeping weather. It really is good sleeping weather because you don't have to worry about severe weather potential in terms of tornadoes and damaging winds and hail. You can rest easy with that. However, I will show you this that across the area, there's the rain really starting to come down in the river valley. These rainfall rates are going to get heavier, so we're going to be watching for that. All right, so current temperatures are in the 40s and lower 40s and mid to upper 40s. Now, on the satellite radar, you can see that corridor of heavy rain developing. And here we go. We're going to go through the timing here in just a bit, Tracy. So, just to let you know, rain's going to last pretty much on and off all day tomorrow. And in fact, it's going to be picking up. Bella Vista, you'll be seeing rain as well. Every single square inch of the viewing area is going to see rain. It's just going to be heavier and steady and a more prolonged, heavier rain in the river valley. Now, we can actually see this starting to develop when we look at the water vapor. I'm going through the time, but in order to do that, I just got to set the stage, let you know exactly what's happening. I like to give you the why instead of the what right away. So the why is we're getting precipitation that's popping up. There's a great mesoscale precipitation discussion by the Weather Prediction Center that corridors that heavy rain in northeast Texas, southwest Arkansas, southeast Oklahoma. And when we zoom out, there's the big storm system that's slowly making its way eastward. So it's going to be a prolonged rain, and then we get what's called a wraparound. And number 3 for the next week is going to bring rain and thunderstorm activity for Valentine's Day. Okay, so we're going to zoom in here real quick after we look at the wide view, Lisa, for Bella Vista. I know you're seeing that. I know you're saying Bella Vista, please. Like your cat profile, by the way. Our cat is so loud. I mean, you probably heard that when I was doing the Facebook Live from home if you missed it. When we had that winter weather and it was over the weekend. Our cat meows so loud. But here's a look at the future track, and you can see that heavy rain axis setting up in the river valley. Yes, we'll see some rain and we'll see some thunderstorm activity as it really starts to crank up as that low system gets closer. But then we'll get a break in the precipitation during the evening, or at least the heavier stuff late Wednesday night. As you can see, it's pretty much going to be on and off all evening and into the early morning hours on Thursday. Now, here's where things get interesting. Cold air starts wrapping around, and I think it's enough, and I'll show you some of the other models that we get some winter weather out of this, but not a lot, not major impacts, but just some snowflakes mixing in with the rain. It's not out of the question to see that. Then as you'll see, that system lifts off to the northeast, and then here comes the next one that's going to be diving in. And that's going to set the stage. First of all, a front moves in Thursday evening. It's going to drop the temperatures. It's going to make it a lot colder, and it brings some winter weather. Now, check out this heavy rain corridor. Folks, if you live in the Waldron area, if you live in Mount Magazine, Blue Mountain Lake, you live in Greenwood, you're going to be getting absolutely crushed by rainfall. And then you see Northwest Arkansas, maybe not as much. So this is one of the reasons that they didn't issue the flood watch so early. So Tracy, I don't know exactly where you're at, but if you're in the Rogers area, you don't really have anything to worry about. There's going to be some rain, sometimes coming down a little moderate to heavy, but there you see the heavy corridor of rain. And what's interesting is the models are all showing this now, focused more in the river valley, even the NAM, which was the outlier. So there's the graph showing that corridor of heavy rain. Like I said, we're getting an idea for where that rain axis is going to be the heaviest, and it is going to be focused in the river valley. So there was uncertainty about that, but not anymore. And the NAM's still showing that the heaviest rain will still be in the river valley, but still 3 inches is no slouch. This is the 3-day total, by the way. So all models are showing significant rain potential. How much, you ask? Well, let's zoom in a little closer, and we'll give you an idea for that extended rainfall outlook. So let's zoom in. And folks are asking about Bella Vista. Let's see what the model shows for Bella Vista, and let's see what it shows for Rogers. So you can see that, I mean, a 1/4 inch, that's nothing to write home about. Wednesday afternoon, the rain will start to pick up, get a little heavier. Here comes the thunderstorm activity. We're approaching an inch, but it's a slow standing inch. It takes a while for it to get to an inch of rainfall. Bella Vista, right around 9/10 of an inch, and we'll get over that. I think we're going to have widespread areas. Well, that'd be nice if it just dropped off to 0. Maybe that's because it's your birthday and the rain just disappears. No, something's wrong with the model. Then you'll notice it gets over an inch. So I think an inch to 2 inches area wide in Northwest Arkansas is not out of the question. So a lot, but it's over a prolonged period of time. So in terms of flash flooding, maybe not as much, but river rises, some creeks, some streams, those will be rising, but it won't be like a flash flood just because of the prolonged duration of it, unless this changes, which can always happen. So if we look at the let's look at the graph model, and we'll look at the graph and see what it shows for the Northwest Arkansas area. And then we'll go down to the River Valley too and take a look. So there's a look at, 4/10 of an inch. Big deal. Rain kind of on and off. And then we're getting over an inch. But really, honestly, I'm thinking this flooding threat, it's shifting south. So if you're watching from the River Valley, let me know, because we've got lightning that's starting to pop up too. And this is a sign that that rain is beginning to increase in intensity. Doesn't look like it because we've got all this heavy rain that's coming down south of Fort Smith. And so the radar is having what's called rain fade, and you're not able to see it as easily. All right, let's take a look at the plot thickening though for this Friday. So I just showed this on the air, and this is a little surprising, honestly. So check this out. This is the latest future track. We're going to go through the next, let's say, 72 hours. All right. So there's the precipitation focused in the River Valley. Yes, we get some in Northwest Arkansas. There'll be some steady rain, heavy at times. Now look at that wraparound. Wraparound on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. It brings the potential for a little bit of a light wintry mix. I've got that included in the forecast. It's not a big deal because it moves out pretty quick. Now, what happens on Thursday? Well, big system's coming in. And watch this. This develops a whole lot of precipitation. So maybe that wintry mix, that's not going to lead to a whole lot. Maybe a little more than expected. Now, this is just one model. But the way this year has been going, and how I've literally lost years off my life, I could see this happening, honestly, especially with that big dip in the jet stream. Let's see if we look at the latest GFS, and let's see if it shows it as well. So I can't show it on my computer graphics for our weather system. However, I can show it, and let's see if it even shows it. Nope, it doesn't. So this is not set in stone by any means. The graph model is going crazy and gangbusters on snow potential. So I'd like to see what that shows, by the way. Let's check this out. This is the 4-kilometer graph. We're going through Friday. You're going to start to see this populate here real quick. I want to know what's happening. Oh, that's ice accumulation. Forget that jazz. Get out of here, ice. We don't want to see that. No. Get that trash out of there. All right, let's look at the 4-kilometer. This will go all the way through Friday. And yeah, there you go. But keep in mind, those road temperatures will be pretty warm. So we'll see what happens on this. Come on, model. What are you doing? It's loading the data, but it keeps flickering on and off. So might need to be up, and I don't know why it's doing that. That's very strange. We just did an update, so sometimes there's these little bugs in the system. Come on. Quit that. Stop disappearing. There we go. Okay. So there's a look at the graph, and that's the only model that's really kind of showing that at this point. None of the other models go out far enough. Let's see what the GFS shows. It'll probably show nothing. Shows a little light dusting, so you subtract half of that. Let's look at the 4-panel for the snow totals. Might as well. They all show it. And so I think this system coming in is going to be stronger than expected, especially with it coming from the Pacific Northwest. So I think we do get some snow. That's going to be on Friday morning. I think you even get a little bit on Friday as well, or on Thursday early morning. Josh says the graph model is in groundhog mode. No kidding. So you're going to get some sleep so you can watch for tomorrow. That's right. Yep. And yeah, that about sums it up. Look at how active this weather is. So here's what we got. I'm going to delete that, get that out of my show. So here's the jet stream for the European. And there's the system that's coming through, a slow-moving, positively tilted trough. Then we've got more energy coming in. Now look at this big dip in the jet stream. So there's the system that comes through Friday. Then we get a break. Oh, the weather's going to be so nice this weekend. Get out and enjoy it because all heck is going to break loose next week. This spells severe weather potential if the instability and moisture returns, which it could, another negatively tilted trough, and then another system that comes ripping in. So this is going to be a lot of headaches, to say the least. Let's look and see what the GFS has as that model loads up. So you guys have any questions? Or have I pretty much covered it all? Man, this has been a long day. As you can tell, I'm tired. Whenever I get this droopy eye right here, you can tell I'm really tired. Because I'm really tired right now. There's the big dip in the jet stream. Data finally loaded up. So there's the big dip in the jet stream for tomorrow. And then Friday. And what's interesting is you can't really see the other spins in the atmosphere. Then you're going to see more active weather come in. And yeah, once that instability starts returning, my goodness, would you stop already? Oh, this weather is going to be the death of me. Let's show you this. So here is the 3 systems, all right? There's 3 systems that we're watching. Number 1, that's located just southeast of the Four Corners region. You see that. Number 2, the one that's impacting the Pacific Northwest. Let me throw this into the show here so you can see it. All right, and we'll pause it so I can show you exactly what we're looking at. So here is system number 1, system number 2, that's really starting to gather steam, and system number 3. This is the one for next week, Monday into Tuesday. However, let's watch this. So there's the big positively tilted trough. Remember that all the precipitation is preceding the vorticity maximum. So that kind of gives you an idea that the lift and what we call positive vorticity advection occurs ahead of it. So the bright colors is not jet stream winds. The bright colors that you see is the amount of spin in the atmosphere. So the stronger the spin, the greater the lift. And the greater the lift, the stronger the storm, right? So there's a look at those colors. I mean, these are all maxed out with the color scale. And you can see the way that we've got light blues. This is an intense, intense system, which is why we're looking at the potential for such heavy rain. And that's why I think there's going to be a corridor of heavy rain. And people in the River Valley really need to watch this. So these are all spins. And the brighter the colors, the stronger the spin, the faster the spin. And so this is what we call vorticity. Notice ahead of it, you've got the precipitation. Now, here's system number 2. See that diving in? Look at how this thing gets wrapped up. Very rare to have two systems kind of back to back, or not super rare, but definitely not the norm. Now that only goes until 2 a.m. Friday, but we're starting to see that big dip in the jet stream. My goodness, that thing is huge. So watch this. We're going to go to the European. We'll give you the wide view. Now you'll be able to see this system dive in and then look at it wrap up right over us. Now, I personally think looking at that, the models are underdoing the amount of precipitation, except for that latest one that came out. And tomorrow we're going to have the HRRR that goes out to Friday morning. In fact, let's see if it's out right now and see how far the HRRR goes out. The high resolution rapid refresh. It's going to go out all the way until Thursday night. So it doesn't go out far enough. But tomorrow we'll get a better idea on when that's coming in. All right. So that system zips out. There's the break in the action. Now, if this system scours out the Gulf Friday night into Saturday morning, then the severe weather potential won't be as great. But man, there's a lot of energy coming in, all these little spokes of energy, which is exactly why, if you want to know why meteorologists sometimes don't predict rain and it happens, like, oh, we didn't call for rain, but here it is. This is the reason for that. As you'll see, there's these little pieces of energy. See that one moving in by Dallas and then moving northeast? That doesn't show up on the models because it comes off of the Eastern Pacific near Baja, and then that produces precipitation. So as nice as Super Bowl Sunday might be, there honestly could be rain added to the forecast by Sunday night. So this is something that we'll watch. More energy coming in. There's uncertainty exactly when that system moves in, but those are three beastly systems that we have to watch. Now, what about the GFS? Let's take a look at the GFS data as that starts to load. Maybe I lost you guys because there's not a lot of comments. Either that or you're just intently listening, which is a possibility. While that's loading, I'll show you that Isle Heating Cooling Mega Doppler is really starting to crank up on that precipitation. And that's exactly where the corridor of the heaviest rain, where training is developing and all that stuff. So we got some problems there. So there is a look at the GFS, and we'll see what this does. So there's the system, very intense, coming through. Next one, that's the Friday morning system. Wraparound precipitation, not out of the question. That is, these are very intense systems. And then next week, there's the system diving in. Yeah. Well, listen intently while eating chocolate. Well, I am jealous, Cindy. That sounds amazing. Still here. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, so let me give you the 7-day. We'll end it on that note. We've got this all accounted for already in the forecast. So first of all, I'll make this full screen so you can see it easier. My eyes are drooping. Night, night. Thanks for the info. You're welcome. But there's a look at the rain that's coming in. 100% chance. Wintry mix Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Then you see on Friday a wintry mix. And then you can see the weekend looks pretty nice. But more active weather coming in, and it's still uncertain as to whether the severity of the storms Tuesday, but definitely a 60% chance of rain is up there. So here's the 7-day forecast for the River Valley. Don't really have the wintry mix for Thursday because I think it just barely clips Northwest Arkansas in the morning. But Friday, however, is a different story. I have the wintry mix in there as well. Now notice that it's higher in Northwest Arkansas at 40%, and it's less in the River Valley is 30%. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, you know what I haven't looked at? And I want to do this real quick, and then I'm gonna shut it down because I'm about to pass out. I'm so tired. It's been a busy day. I went to Piney Ridge earlier today. That was actually about 12 hours ago. I was talking to Piney Ridge students and teaching them all about weather and weather safety, and I just had the best time. Those kids were awesome, amazing. They were just incredible. And then I went to Bonnie Grimes Elementary, and if you go to the Rogers Schools Facebook page, you can see some of the pictures. So let's look at real quick the 6 to 10 day outlook. No surprise there, warmer than normal, troughing on the west coast and ridging on the east coast. Let's look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. I'm imagining it's going to be wetter than normal. There it is. The drier than normal is going right over here. The 8 to 14 day outlook, probably going to be warmer than normal, but starting to trend colder. And the 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, you guessed it, wetter than normal. So, on that note, I need some sleep. Josh Rugger will be in with the very latest. He just got done watching the Arkansas game, so he might have a droopy eye as well. And yeah, we'll do more 8-ball forecasting tomorrow night to see what this. Well, tomorrow night's Wednesday, so Friday morning could get interesting with that winter weather. All right, guys, that sums it up. Thank you so much for watching. Alexis, possibly next week, Tuesday looks to be a severe weather day. It all depends on the system Friday and if it pushes the Gulf of Mexico moisture out of there. So we'll see how this all evolves. But there's the rain tie. Very fitting. Enjoy that. So we'll see you guys. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. God bless. Take care. Be safe. We'll see you tomorrow.